Hello YouTube and welcome to tutorial number 52 in the Microsoft Visual Basic.NET Program tutorials, and in this tutorial we're going to cover how to use the cookie container in the HTTP web request. Okay, so I'd like to just start this tutorial out by saying about like 10 minutes ago I officially became accepted as a YouTube partner, so now I'll be able to do stuff like put a banner on my page, put ads on my videos, which if you find that annoying, then just unsubscribe, whatever, if you can't deal with some ads. But also, like, I'm gonna ask YouTube if they can bump my limit up to like 30 minutes or something for when I cover like sockets and stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. So thanks for everybody who's subscribed, because I'm at like 1,200 subscribers or something like that now, and that's pretty incredible. I didn't really expect the channel to become this popular, but you know, I'm taking it much more seriously now. I'm going to be doing more languages and stuff, whatever, but I won't bore you with that now. Okay, so as I said, this tutorial we're going to cover the cookie container, and to understand this tutorial, it is a must that you have watched tutorial number 51. So if you've not covered tutorial number 51, then click should be around here for an annotation. The annotation will link to tutorial number 51. It's pretty long, but it's really useful. It covers how to use the post method in a HTTP web request. So I'm using the project straight from that tutorial, so you're not going to understand the thing that's going on if you don't watch it. So you know, this is your last chance. Click the annotation and watch it. If you've watched it, then please open up your project. You're going to need it. This will be like either the forum that we used or your own website that you used to send a post request to. So yeah, let's continue. In this tutorial we're going to cover the cookie container, and that's because a lot of people messaged me. They were like, hello, I followed your tutorial, it worked perfectly, but then I tried to view another page on a website and it said we're not logged in. Well, that is because your new HTTP web request was not using the same cookie container. Now, if you don't know what a cookie is, then you must be pretty blind to, or you haven't really used a computer much. It's not the cookie that you eat. It's basically a piece of information that your web browser stores. Like it's used for like authentication on websites or for saving preferences. Like if you ever went to a forum, this is an example of authentication and preferences. If you ever went to a forum and then you've logged in and then you've closed the web page, but then you reopen it and then you're still logged in, that is because your web browser saved a cookie after you logged in. Well, the actual web server sent that cookie to you, if that makes any sense, and you saved the information saying, yep, this user has logged in, his username is this is his session, whatever. And that's for authentication. And for preferences, if you ever went to a forum and you've selected a custom theme at the bottom, like a blue theme or a red theme on a forum, whatever, and then you've closed the page, opened it up again, and the theme has been saved. That is also an example of using cookies. Well, that is exactly what we need to do here, because let's say we log into a website and then we want to navigate to another page. We need that cookie that says, yeah, this user has logged in, this is his username, he can access all these areas and stuff like that. So I'm just going to simply show you how to use a cookie container. It's not very hard, it's actually really easy. I could have just done it in the other tutorial, but I didn't want to make it any longer than it already was. So yeah, let's continue. Alright, so you're going to need your old project, which is when we logged into the Zybez forum, which is RuneScape community, if anyone remembers that. Some of you may have used your own forum, some of you may have used Zybez, but I had an account called Teach Me Computer on the forum, and surprisingly, after like 1,500 views, nobody has changed the password yet, which is it's pretty good, pretty impressive. But a lot of people went on and you know, changed my status and done some posts and stuff, but you know, I don't mind that. So I'm going to use this account on this forum to demonstrate today, but you can create one, or you should already have one from the previous tutorial, or you can use another website. It's up to you. Okay, so we have our code right here, and let's just test that it still works. I hope it does anyway. Teach me computer was username, and password was the password. Let's make a request, get the response, and see code. And yeah, you can see it has logged in right here, so we now know that that works. Okay, so if we go to make request and go down, where is it? PostRec.CookieContainer equals temp cookies. Right here we're setting the cookie container of this HTTP web request called PostRec that we declared up here. Now that's basically all that we need to do when we create our other request, but what we need to do is set our cookie container to our global cookie container, which up here is login cookie. Now if you remember down here we set login cookie to the value of temp cookies, which is, you know, saying that we've logged in. So that this cookie here right now knows that we have logged in to this forum, and we've done whatever, set a theme or whatever we do, and now we can use this cookie container in another HTTP web request. So what I'm going to do is just I'll just move this down and add another button. This is for the other request. And what we're going to be doing is viewing our user control panel on the Zyvest forum. So in this button is going to say view user CP, and add a rich text box to get the response. Make them same size, and with this button, this one sees the code when we after you've logged in. We're going to make a new button, and what that's going to do is set web browser 1, web browser 1 the document text, use rich text box 2.text. Now I don't really need an explanation there. That just sets the web browser 1 source code, if you want to call it that, to the contents of rich text box 2, and we'll just put that C user CP code or whatever. Okay, so now we're ready to create our HTTP web request. If you double click this button, view user CP, that we just added, all we're going to do is create a simple web request. So declare request as HTTP web request equals direct cast, and in brackets web request dot create, and brackets again, and this is going to be the link to the user CP inside these quotations right here, so just leave that blank for now, and then put a comma on HTTP web request. Now right in here we need to get the link of the page you want to visit, so I'm going to take the user control panel. That's somewhere, I think that's it, maybe. Looks a bit big for that, but let's just see, just take that off, and yeah, that should work. So copy that and go back to the application and put that inside the quotations. And now what we need to do is we need to set the cookie container to the cookie container that we declared up here. So we called our web request request, so we put request.CookieContainer equals login cookie, and that's because that is the cookie container that we declared up here. So I hope you understand what's going on so far. If you don't, I'll just refresh you. In this web request here, we have set the value of login cookie to the cookie that we received when we, or the cookie from this session when we logged in. So now this cookie knows, it says, okay, we've logged into this site as teach me computer or whatever username you're using, and now that knows, so we can do whatever user can do. So now we've set that, we just need to get the response and put that into the rich text box. So declare response as HTTP web response equals direct cast request dot get response, 2 parentheses, and then HTTP web response. Okay, now declare a stream reader. Name reader as new stream reader, and in brackets response dot get response stream, and then why does it say file web response? I should say response. Oh, I've spelt response wrong here. So about there, response there, and yeah, there we go. And then finally we declare the user CP as a string equals reader dot read to end. Now, in the previous tutorial I didn't really explain what the response was. That's because I thought it was pretty self-explanatory, and mostly because I only had I was already 25 minutes into the video. What we're doing here is declaring a web response, which is the response that we get from the server, and then we declare a stream reader to read it, and then we just empty the contents of the stream reader into this string right here. Okay, now the final thing we need to do is say rich text box 2.text equals the user CP. Okay, so that's it, pretty much done right there. All we have done there is we've made it so when you click this button it makes a request with the user control panel page, and when you click this button it sets the contents of rich text box 2, which is the response we get, to web browser 1. So let's just view this, and let's say we want to view the user CP. Well, we haven't logged in yet, but let's just see what it says for that. It should say error or something, I don't know, I haven't tried it yet. When we try and do that it tells us to sign in. Because we haven't signed in we can't view that. But let's say we log in first, make request, and now we have that cookie called login cookie saved in this application, and it's saying, okay, login cookie says you've logged into this website as Teach Me Computer and you can now view member things. So now if we click this where we set our request .CookieContainer to login cookie, we've just got this fresh user CP response. So now if we see user CP code, we can now see the user control panel for this account. So that's basically how it works. If you have any questions about this, then just leave a comment or send me a PM. I've got hundreds of PMs right now, but I'm trying to respond to them all. So I'm not ignoring anyone, don't worry about that, I'm just got a lot of stuff to do right now. So basically that's it. When you're creating a request, all you do is set the cookie container to the cookie container that you declared globally and that you use to log in with, and then you can basically do anything with that cookie. Okay, so thank you for watching this tutorial, and I'm glad you watched it. As I said, any questions, just drop a comment. Please like the video to help me get more views, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends to subscribe. All that shit. Peace out. See you later. Oh, and also check the website for this source code if you think you've got it wrong. It'll all be there.